Welcome to Business Success Tips, where you learn to make more money in less time and have a lot more fun. My guest is Jorge Cardenas from Masai Marketing. And I've got to ask him, George, why that name? Tell me how you came up with that.
Masai Marketing.
Yes.
Initially it started because of a mentor. His company is after a shark, Megalodon Marketing, and
Mhm.
we were following his footsteps. And so we're like, okay, what's like the biggest lion out there? And there's also a tribe behind it. So we made our own little tribe, Masai Marketing, helping contractors only.
Okay. So, what is it you guys do, and what differentiates you from other marketing companies in the construction space?
Yeah, you know how like contractors and construction companies go out and they spend money on like Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram, just social media in general.
Right.
And
Right.
a lot of the time they're kind of like either just throwing money at these platforms and hoping it sticks, breaking even, or even just losing money. Sometimes they're doing
Right.
okay. So what we come in and do is we set up, well, first we have a conversation, but we set up a proper structure in place for them, depending on like what jobs they're looking to get,
Mhm.
the structure that they have in the background as well. So we try to really understand them, and then we just get them to advertise properly on all these platforms with a proper structure so that they can actually get profit from it and then have some consistency. So when you're asking me like what differentiates us from all the other people who might be doing it, long story
Mhm.
short, it's probably just that we care. It's kind of like if I asked a concrete guy, hey, what makes you different from all the other concrete guys? He can tell me, hey, it's a process, this, whatever. But we actually just care, and the process is actually quite different to actually be able to get the results. And plus, a big thing, Paul, we care about the results because we're like incentivized based on the results that we bring to our clients. So that's a big thing. We're not just going after like a monthly fee, if you will, you know?
Now, let's define results because my biggest, I don't know if you want to call it concern with a lot of marketing agencies, and I spend my money on them too,
Sure.
was they would show up and I'm spending, pick a number, 5, 10,000 a month, whatever. And they go, well, you're number one here. You've got all, they show me all the statistics. I'm
Yeah.
like, show me the money. I mean, I don't really care if I have a zillion followers. I don't
Yeah.
care if, the only thing I care about, if I spend 10,000 on you, I want 20,000 back, or I'm going to cop
The
spending the money.
return.
Yeah.
That's right. So the return on ad spend is super important, not just the vanity metrics like more comments, like, share, and all that, right?
Right.
So as far as like answering your question very directly, the results are how many, well, it can be in stages, right? And so when a client is asking me, okay, how much did we make back from this? I can be very direct and be like, okay, we closed these many projects based on these leads that we've brought over at this much. And so if you're taking your 20, 30% profit, this is how much you made back. We spent 10K, let's call it. You made 160, so your return is X. So that's results, right? Very clear.
Right.
Some people will also call results as like just getting leads in or getting the leads in that are qualified to then go and quote those people. Some people will
Mhm.
call that as results, but for us, like actual results will be like you quoting people that is turning into money, accepted quotes, and then more jobs for the crew.
Right. Because a lot of marketing agencies I've done in the past, I guess you said that they're vanity statistics, but they quote you all these numbers, right? I
Yeah,
mean, I did one that had 70,000. I don't care about them. If nobody buys anything, who cares, right?
exactly. That's right.
And so you said you base some of your, whatever compensation on results. What does that look
That's
like?
right. So well, first we have to be super transparent with each other. Because, yeah, sure, I can bring you the leads and you can go quote them, you can go get the deal, right? And then we don't know because we don't have access
Right.
to your like invoicing software.
Right.
So the clients that we do that with, we have access to at least their invoices that are coming from our clients. Like if we bring a client, then they'll add us into that invoice so that we know if it's going to get accepted or not. So that's how we can kind of track that. So usually what we do is like we just want what's fair for what we do. And to be clear, we usually do two main things. It's either we're going to teach you or a team member how to do this so you can set it up properly and be able to like run it,
Mhm.
or we can do it for you. But then that breaks down to like 36 different ways that we could break it down. We just want what's
Mhm.
fair plus a reward incentive. So that reward incentive, usually, let's say, you go in a 3-month program with us, 90 days. And so we just want what's fair to set everything up for the 90 days, hold your hand, report everything. And then at the end of the 90 days, we're going to take a look at, okay, how many deals did we actually bring to you? How many closed? And then from there, we usually set some type of a rev share, a profit share. So like just talking out loud, let's say it's like a 1% off of the 20% that you take home. Then we take that and
Right.
then minus the setup fee or whatever fair price we did at the beginning. So that's kind of what we do, the reward incentive.
Okay. Now, one of my issues with marketing agencies in
Yeah.
general is they say, well, we can't tell you for a year. I mean, a year is a long time. I
That's
mean,
a long time.
and they go, well, the SEO takes forever and this has to change and blah,
Right.
blah, blah. So, what is a reasonable time? You can tell, I'm obviously SEO is different from, pay per click kind of thing,
Yeah.
but what is a reasonable time for some contractor to expect to look at results to the bottom line, at least, how much revenue he's getting from this?
Yeah, this is a really good question. You even changed the way I'm sitting because it got me excited. So first, you got to understand like what you're doing. If you're going to go online and the main like result you're looking at is to be able to grow the business, obviously you need more leads, more jobs, all that. So pretend that you have like an apple tree in front of you. You know it's apple season, so you got an apple tree. There's some low-hanging fruit, some fruit that is low on the tree, and some that are higher. For example, let's say Facebook ads could be a low-hanging fruit if you already have the content for it, if you are set up for it. So the point is that all these fruits on the tree are different actions that we can take online to be able to bring revenue for a company. And it can be like all the way from Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google, SMS, email marketing. Like there's so many
Right.
things. There's hundreds of things. Now,
Right.
when we talk about like SEO, for example, that is a fruit on that tree, but it takes a lot more energy and resources to be able to go up and get that fruit. It takes, and you gotta, whoever is like selling you on SEO, we don't do any SEO because it takes that long. It takes 8 months, 12 months to be able to get results. So that's a very long-term play. But when you, and so for that specifically, if you're going to be doing something like that, you do have to give it that much time. Since we're judged on results, we never will take that action. We can suggest someone else to do that, but we don't. For example, like Facebook ads, lead generation on Google or something like that can get results a lot quicker. For example, Facebook, we usually judge it within 72 hours. We'll launch a campaign, let her run, see what kind of numbers we're getting, and then you'll be able to judge it. So within 72 hours, Paul, you can see if it's working or not. You don't got to wait a full year. So
Right.
that's, and obviously you got to make your tweaks. Google, on the other hand, it doesn't take a year like Google Ads, PPC to be clear, not SEO. It can take 7 days, 2 weeks, even up to 6 weeks to like stabilize and be able to get constant results.
Mhm.
So to answer your question very directly, it does not have to take a full year. It just kind of depends on what fruit you're going after on that tree, if you will. So the higher that action is on the tree, the more resources, energy you got to spend, you know?
So when you meet with somebody,
Yeah.
you can pretty much come up a plan with them and say, you're going to know whether what we're doing is working or not working within 3 months. Is that fair?
That is fair, yeah. And before I put a plan together for the people though, I like to understand like where they're at, what they're doing, what the vision really is. Because imagine like I come to you and I'm like, hey, Paul, like pretend you did roofs. Can you do my roof? But then I tell you nothing about it. Then there's no way you can actually give me something proper
Right.
for me. So that's what we try to do, actually try to understand people. And some people, believe it or not, they get mad at me for that. And I'm
Hmm.
like, man, I'm just trying to help, see if I can
Well,
put
you
something.
can't really sell something unless you understand it. I mean, that's probably hard to do, right?
Exactly.
So, like, I would give me your like best client and worst client. I mean, who's somebody that really is amazing, you love
Oh,
to work with, and somebody that totally is not so good.
okay. I'm gonna give you
You don't have
two
to
of
give me any names, just
okay,
company A and company B. Okay.
okay. For the good companies, there's this one out in BC. We're out here in Ontario, and they sell all over North America. And they sell like prefabricated structures, like saunas and like
Mhm.
cabins. They're phenomenal. Like they're called BHC, and with them, they have everything in place. Like the owner is dealing with his owner things, and they have a marketing person in-house, and we work specifically with them to be able to get the numbers that they're going after.
Mhm.
So the best thing about them is that they know what they want and they know what numbers they're going after, and they have KPIs already. A
Right.
second one is somewhere here in Ontario as well, about an hour north of Toronto, Whitby. He built the first garden suite in Ontario or in Whitby. Garden
Mhm.
suite, you know what they are? Like the
No,
dwelling
what's a
units.
garden suite?
You know the dwelling units, like the secondary home in your backyard?
ADUs, right?
That's right, ADUs. So he's been building a lot of those, and with him, he also has a team already in place. He is not on the tools, and the communication is just amazing. Like he just trusts us to do everything. And also with both of these clients, for example, they have a high ticket service. It's not like they're just coming in and doing handyman stuff, if you will,
Right.
right? So one, two jobs, even every 2 months, it's phenomenal. Even every 3 months, but we try to do it every month.
Right.
Now on the other side, there was this client who just wasn't communicating well. We sent our weekly reports on the chat. We have this group chat together, but they were trying to go after, let's say, luxury drywall installations. And with the way that they had their presence online set up, it was pretty hard to get that. So then we had to switch to getting drywall removal, like popcorn ceiling removal.
Right.
And that got them in the door to then be able to do something else. So that's kind of like both sides of the coin, if you will.
Okay. So, George, what's your ideal client?
Ideal client.
Yeah.
That's a good question. It would be someone who is getting off the tools, someone who already has a team in place as far as like they have a crew or two crews already in place. They're doing like high ticket renovations or or just something that there's just like not handyman stuff. Concrete guys, we love working with concrete guys, hardscapers, landscapers, general contractors. Roofing is a little bit hard. Roofing is pretty competitive. I'll tell you
Right.
that. You're gonna have to be prepared to pay like a good cost per click and all of that. Um, and just someone who like takes care of themselves, takes care of their people around them, like that's also important, takes care of like their health. It's just smart. We like smart clients and people who actually
Okay.
want to invest into their company to grow.
So, someone's looking at this podcast, and probably everybody is spending some money on marketing. I mean, I always
Yeah.
say that if people are doing it right, they consider themselves a marketing company that pays for their marketing with a product or service. But I haven't been that
Yeah.
successful at a contractor, if that's my personal belief.
Yeah.
So, if they call you again, have you, and you can see what they're doing and how they're doing, and if it makes sense or not, sort of an objective kind of analysis. Yeah, it's working or it's not.
Yeah, usually what we do when like clients come to us or sometimes we reach out to them is we just do like a video audit, either a short one or a long one, and I go over all their pages. I send them like a video review and
Mhm.
then show them like gaps that they're either not taking action on that could be causing them to lose revenue.
Mhm.
So that's usually like the first thing we do is on the call, and then we put a game plan together for them. But if people are spending money right now and you're listening to this podcast, just make sure you know like what is going on. I talk to a lot of contractors that they're just paying either a couple $100 or a couple thousand per month to someone to do SEO or social media or ads or website or whatever, but they actually don't have a finger on the pulse, and it's not their
Right.
fault because they don't know better. They don't know what you got to know, you know? So ask for help, like we're happy to give you like those
Yeah.
free
Well,
audits.
what I would suggest is if you're spending money on marketing and you're not absolutely clear on the ROI, like I am spending 5,000 a month or 3,000 a month, and I know I'm getting X back in profit. If you
Yeah.
can't answer that question, you should probably give George a call.
Yeah, or just go to our website, Instagram, send me a message. Happy to help.
Good. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate being here. And I really like the fact your results oriented because a lot of marketing companies
Yeah.
don't even go there. So I would suggest if
Appreciate
you
you.
can't clearly define your ROI on marketing, definitely give George a call.
Absolutely happy to help.
Thanks, George. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.